How many of us skip breakfast thinking it will help us to lose weight? Many of us believe that when we skip breakfast, we will reduce our overall caloric intake, and thus this will help us ultimately to lose weight. Hi everyone, this is Shraddha Nayak here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to see one of such popular myths, that is skipping breakfast helps you to lose weight. For many years, it was believed that skipping breakfast helps in weight loss. However, research has now shown that breakfast is one of the most important meals of the day. Not eating a healthy, wholesome breakfast affects your health not only in the short term but in the long term also. So in today's video, we will understand why eating a breakfast is very crucial and what are the problems not eating a proper breakfast can lead to. Delaying of the first meal of your day leads to overeating later. It also increases your cravings. So if you believe that if you skip your breakfast, you are in fact trying to reduce your overall caloric intake, this is a myth. Now when you're sleeping the whole night, your body is almost fasting for 6 to 7 hours. And by not eating a breakfast upon waking up, you are prolonging this fast for another 3-4 hours. Now whatever deficit you are trying to create, the body in the later part of the day, it will try to cover up. So what happens is usually you will observe that by mid-afternoon or by late in the evening, suddenly you are feeling very hungry and there is no control over your cravings. So you go around and pick up and literally eat whatever you see, and then you do not realize you have been so disciplined almost from morning, and suddenly what has happened. Now the reason why this happens or suddenly you feel like binge eating, the primary reason is that when you're not eating a proper meal in the morning, your blood sugar levels go very low. And when your blood sugar levels go low, your body is there's a risk that your body may go in a hypoglycemic state. So what it does is it induces cravings for high sugar foods or foods that provide instant energy. This is because the body wants to stabilize your sugar. So here what it is trying to do is that it tries to increase your cravings. But instead, if you had a proper breakfast, your blood sugar levels remain stabilized, and there is continuous supply of energy, there is continuous supply of blood glucose to you. So the body is settled, and you will observe that you do not have cravings. Secondly is that it leads to low energy and decreases your focus. Now obviously you are not providing fuel for the bodies. So in the morning, if you do not eat something, your blood sugar levels are low, and now there is a dip in your energy and you are not able to focus. Skipping breakfast slows down your metabolism. Now metabolism in its simplest form is the body breaking down food for release of energy. Now when you eat a breakfast within an hour of waking up, you are actually signaling the body that it now has to start burning calories. So once it receives that signal, it goes in the calorie burning mode. Now not eating a breakfast gives a reverse signal, it gives a wrong signal to the body. It is telling the body there is no food around. So what you should be doing is conserve energy. So just the reverse happens now. The body now starts decreasing your calorie burn. So you are not actually able to burn calories. So here if you see how important it is to have the first meal of the day. In fact, long-term fasting disturbs your metabolic health, and it also affects your insulin sensitivity. Now skipping breakfast leads to poor dietary choices or poor food choices. Now why does this happen? Now when there is a sudden crash in your blood sugar levels and you are very, very hungry, that is the time you are unable to decide reasonably what you should be eating. So what happens is that here now your ability to make the decisions to eat what is right for you goes for a toss. Now obviously when you are not eating the food, the healthy foods, this will directly affect your health. And no doubtedly it also leads to weight gain. So as you see, skipping breakfast can actually backfire. In fact, skipping breakfast is being associated with a high BMI and a long-term weight gain. In fact, a study was conducted on people who were skipping breakfast, and it was found that people who do not have a proper meal in the first half of the day are 4.5 times more likely to be obese. Reduced cognitive performance. The brain needs a steady supply of glucose to function optimally. Now if you do not eat in the morning, it impairs your memory, your focus, the ability to concentrate, your decision making, and especially if you see among children or teens, you find that they are more irritable, there are mood swings. Low blood sugar levels trigger cortisol spikes. High levels of cortisol inside your body will increase your stress and anxiety. Increased risk of nutrient deficiencies. Now, if you do not have a proper healthy breakfast in the morning, it is being found that it leads to micronutrient deficiencies. Now, this is because your body's ability to absorb, nutrients is the highest in the morning. This is the time when your body can assimilate all that you have eaten, and this will actually benefit you. Now, empty stomachs, with high acid levels leads to acidity, bloating and indigestion. Skipping breakfast also leads to a hormonal imbalance. Now, I've seen most of the women, they almost wake up at 5 to 6 a.m. in the morning, and until it is 9, 10 o'clock, they do not have their breakfast. So, if you are waking up very early in the morning, at least try to eat maybe a seasonal fruit, a glass of milk or some soaked dry fruits. So, if you are remaining hungry, from the time you are waking up there is almost a gap of 5 to 6 hours, which is not good. So, ideally a breakfast should be had within 1 hour of waking up. Most of the women, they are busy with their household activities, and they end up eating a very late breakfast. Start your day with something, pre-plan it the previous day, because when you wake up you will not have the time to think for yourself. Yeah, and one more most important thing is that the first meal should not be a tea or a coffee. Tea and coffee are stimulants, so what they will do is, they will jerk your system, and this it's like you're suddenly giving a shock. So you shouldn't be starting your day with a tea or coffee. Eat something solid, some sort of proper food like a fruit or a glass of milk. You can have your tea or coffee with the breakfast later on, but if you have it as the first thing in the morning, what will happen is that it will mask your appetite, it will mask your hunger. So that is the reason you do not feel hungry. Most of the women, they usually have a cup of tea the first thing in the morning. So, and they can go for almost 4 to 5 hours without eating food. So avoid tea first thing in the morning, have it with your breakfast later on. Now, if you are a woman, then you should definitely not skip your breakfast, because this will directly affect your hormones. It will affect your reproductive hormones, your thyroid function, and also your cortisol balance. In fact, recently a study was conducted where they found out that people who routinely skip their breakfast are at a higher risk of getting gastrointestinal cancers. Know that skipping breakfast is not a solution to weight loss. Breakfast, in fact, kickstarts your metabolism, preparing your body to burn calories. So start your day with a glass of milk, a seasonal fruit or some soaked dry fruits, and try to have your breakfast within 1 to 2 hours of waking up. Most of us want to lose weight very fast. Now, skipping breakfast looks like a quick fix which will help you to lose weight faster and sooner. But know that it does more harm than good. So from nutrient deficiencies, poor concentration, low energy, mood swings, irritability, not eating a breakfast will affect not only your short term but long term health also. Breakfast is not just a meal, it's a signal to your body to start the day strong, stable and nourished. Whether your goal is weight loss, better focus or overall health, a wholesome breakfast will do it for you. The best approach is balanced nutrition, regular meals and a sustainable active lifestyle. Remember, weight loss is not about eating less, it is about eating right. I hope you liked today's video. Do comment below and let me know. If you are new to my channel, do not forget to hit the subscribe button. So until the next video, take good care of yourself. Stay fit, stay motivated. Bye-bye.